Amber with Amber.
I'm so sorry I ruined that. I was about to talk to you. So I'm gonna let you slate again. Let's go. Sorry.
Hi everyone, this is Amber Rose Signs. I'm here with Cody from Set It Off, and we're going to talk about inclusion today. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Cody from Set It Off. Good to see you.
So the first question is, what is your experience with having a deaf and hard of hearing fan base?
My experience is, so anytime I see someone signing side stage, first of all, that's never really happened for us often. I think the first my experience was at Warped Tour. And so the first time I saw it was really exciting to me, just to know that everyone was being included. And I got, I don't know, just pumped up to see that everyone was going to be able to understand the lyrics. And that also the person that was doing it understood all the lyrics and knew all the lyrics. It was just cool to see the effort that went into that. And yeah, I don't know, it warmed my heart. I really appreciate it.
Have there been any ways in the past or that you would try in the future to incorporate that fan base?
I mean, for me, I kind of grew up in like a theater environment, so I try to be as like physically, like I try to correlate the lyrics to my physical abilities, and I wish that I knew any sort of sign language, but I don't. But I would love to someday, when we can afford it, to have someone on tour to come and tour with us and do that at every show. Yeah. I think that'd be awesome, just like to make sure everyone knows, you know, like the lyrics and what's going on. I've never even had that before in my life. Like I said, I'm new to this, but it was really cool, and I would love to have that as a person on the road with us.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm trying to do, is bring it not just to like local shows but tours.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is why I tried to get to as many Warped Tour dates as I possibly could get myself to.
That's awesome of you. It really is.
So the new album has a lot of different sounds, like including horns and stuff. What are some ways that you visualize it or would try to visualize it in a live setting?
With the horns?
Yes.
In what way?
Like the way you guys have the backdrop or the screen in the back.
Uh-huh.
Are there any ways you like visualize the sounds of the horns?
Like how they would be portrayed visually?
Yes.
Oh man, for me, like whenever I think, I don't know if this translates in that sense, but like when I think visual horns, I see sheet music just because that's my background.
Right.
Just seeing ways, or like for me, just to see like a horn coming. If I were to like do a video wall with it, is what you mean? I would see the horn coming up and seeing like the music notes coming out. It'd be really cool if it could like actually play out the notes on a staff of that sort of thing. Especially if anyone's like they read music, but not everyone does. I know a lot of people, even that my friends that write music, are not always doing that. But it was, I think, any way to try to show that would be really neat. I think showing the horns, that's all I can think of right now. I don't know. I've never been asked that before. What do you envision?
I've talked to a few of my friends about it, and they say that there's ways to like use lights and like lasers even to like show the sound waves of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so like the actual sound wave file, like
yes.
that. I like that. Maybe you could layer that. Like maybe there'd be a thing. I feel like we're brainstorming now. Like this. So like maybe there'd be a way to like have the sound wave file, which I have access to. You could like record that on your screen, show that, and then while that's going, you have the notes actually going on with like the rhythms of like if it's a quarter note, an eighth note, something like that. This is fun. I like this. I never thought about this before. I think that'd be a fun way to do that. With what we did today, so Dan and I had like that horn battle, not a battle, but you know, the duet sort of thing.
Right.
But that was written with MIDI, which is like this block formation that you use to write like any sort of synth thing. But it was just stemmed out note by note, and I didn't, that wasn't written out in the song. We kind of added it for the set. So I think I have to plan ahead for that, but I like that idea. That's cool.
Yeah, so that way the sound itself is visual on top of having
Absolutely.
the interpreter, and then like together it's like ideal.
Yeah, I love that. That's cool.
Okay, the next one is, okay, I really want you to think about this one.
I will do my best.
Okay, what would you do if you woke up one day and you were deaf or hard of hearing? What would your reaction be, or what would you do?
I think my first reaction would be to try to understand the cause, like what happened, and then if I realized that this was going to be my life from now on, I would try to, of course, learn sign language and try to do anything I could to make sure I can communicate in an effective way, and hopefully I can continue singing. I obviously, like, not to go back to a cliche, but Beethoven was, since elementary school, has been a huge influence of mine. The fact that you can compose, and honestly, Beethoven, I took music history in my college class, and not only was he incredible, but he intimidated other people in the Romantic era so much that they were afraid to compose around him. Like, they were afraid to put music out because of how good he was. So like, it's inspiring to me to think that, like, to know that, to wake up like that is like, this means that I have so much to learn and so much to gain through all the things that I can learn in that scenario. So I would try to adapt. That's really it. I feel like I would adapt and continue doing my regular life.
That was like the perfect answer. Right, and then I have one last one. How would you like to see the scene change to be more inclusive moving forward?
I mean, first of all, what you're doing right now is a huge part of that. I love whenever I'm able to have an interview that is outside the normal realm of interviews. Like, how did your band get started? How did you get your name? Like, these are thought-provoking questions about a world that I'm personally obviously not completely familiar with. I'm being completely candid with you. So to be able to step in here and think about these things completely with you is really amazing, and I think you're doing a huge part of that. I'm not just trying to blow smoke. I mean that wholeheartedly, and I think more things like this is the start of that. And I hope that all sort of causes get to have this sort of voice and get amplified in that way. And being able to accommodate that to live shows. Like, how can anyone be treated in a way where everyone's inclusive? And I think that is the key word that you said, inclusive. So that may be broad, and I don't have the actual antidote, like, answer. You know what I mean? Like what's the right solution? But this is the start of it. Talking about it, raising awareness about it, making sure everyone is conscious about it, and being able to have someone come out on tour to be able to accommodate those things as well is, I think, huge.
Well, that's all I have. Thank you so much for sitting down and talking about this.
Of course, absolutely.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Dealing with me being sweaty because I just got off stage.
I'm still a little bit sweaty.
Yeah.